welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be dealing with algebra, more specifically how to solve algebraic equations. I just have a few examples here. You can just pause the video, jot them down, and then you'll solve with me as we go along into the video. Okay, cool. We'll start with the first example, which is x plus 12 is equals to 14, right? So when you are given an equation, you are given two sides. There's the left-hand side and the right-hand side, right? So when you're solving an equation, on one side, you need to leave the unknowns, and on the other side, you need to leave the other terms that don't have any variables on them. So let me make an example. So what you're going to do here is you have an x here, just going to say x is equal to, there's no other x here. Then we're going to go to the right side. We have 14. And then we're going to take this 12 and then transpose onto the other side, like bring onto the other side. And then when it goes to the right-hand side, this sign is going to change to a negative. So it's positive. So when it gets to this side, it's going to be negative 12, right? So we're going to have, therefore we're going to have x is equal to, so 14 minus 12 is 2. So that's how you solve this one. Okay, for the second question of the second problem, we have 10 minus x is equal to 20 plus 2x, right? So like I said on the previous question, we leave our unknowns on one side and then we take the other terms that don't have variables to the other side, right? So let's bring in all of our x's to the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side of the equal sign, we're going to bring in our terms that don't have any variables, right? So we're just going to bring down the x, negative x, and then we have another x on this right-hand side. So we're going to bring it to the left. And then when we bring it to the left, remember the sign changes. So it's going to be negative. It's a positive. It's going to be negative 2x, and then equal to, we're going to bring this 20 down, and then we have a 10 here, but the 10 is a positive, so we're going to bring it to the right hand side, which is going to be negative 10. So okay, cool, that's what we have so far, right? So now we have negative x minus 2x, right? So when you're given this a problem like this, remember that the negative x means that there's a 1 here, but they won't write the 1. So you have negative 1x minus 2x. So the signs are the same. You just add both. So you're going to say negative, then you're going to say 1 plus 2 is 3. And then you bring down your x, and then you put back your equal sign. Make sure that your equal signs are aligned or they're straight. And then here you have 20 minus 10, which is, so you're going to say 20 minus 10 is 10. So you subtracted both, and then now you have negative 3x on the left-hand side, and then you have a 10. But on one side, you should have just an x. So how are you going to get rid of the 3? By dividing both sides with minus 3. So when working with equation or algebraic equations, what you do on the left-hand side must be done on the right-hand side. So you divide it with negative 3 here, which means you're going to divide with negative 3 on this side as well. So negative 3 into negative 3, it's just 1. So this cancels this. Therefore, you're left with x is equal to, you can leave this as is, but they're going to subtract points. So you're going to say negative, then 3 into 10, it's 3 times. Then you're left with 1 over 3. So that is your answer. So on to our third example, we have 2y minus 3 is equal to 4, right? So let me just write this down. So in this instance, I'll just write it down here so that you don't forget what was the first thing. So what we have to do now is on this right side, we have brackets here, right? And we have to remove them. So what we usually do with algebra is that a term outside is going to multiply each and every term inside the bracket, right? So you're going to first say 2 multiplied by y is 2y. And then we're going to say 2 multiplied by -3, it's -6. So the brackets are off, right? And then you're going to bring down equal sign, which is 4. And remember what I said, on one side we need to be left with unknowns, and then on the other side we need to just be left with a number. So we're going to say 2y, and then we're going to say 4, and then we're going to transpose the 6 into the side. But when you're taking the 6 from one side, then from the left hand side to the right side, the sign changes. So it's going to be +6, right? So we're going to bring down your 2y is equal to 4 plus 6 is 10. And then now we have 2y is equals to 10. But now we want to be left with y. What do? We're going to divide each side. What you do on the left hand side must be done on the right hand side. So divide by 2 on both sides. 2 cancels 2. Therefore, y is equals to 2 into 10. It's 5. That is your answer. Okay, so in this example, we have 1/2 into x minus 1, which is equals to 21, right? So I'll just write this down as it is equals to 21, right? So now what you do is you're going to multiply both sides, because you want to remove the brackets. You're going to multiply both sides, the left hand side and the right hand side, with this 2, because this can be written as x minus 1 over 2 is equals to 21. There's like an invisible 1 here that they won't write, but it's still the same, right? So now what you're going to do is we're going to cross multiply, right? So we're going to be left with our x minus 1 is equals to 2 multiplied by 21, it is 42. And then we're going to have x is equal to 42, and then we're going to transpose the 1 onto this side. 42 then becomes a +1. Therefore, x is equal to 43. So I decided to add in like a bonus example, which is kind of similar to the one that we just did, so number 4, but I just added a 2 here so that you can see how different you would approach each question, right? So now let's just write this down as is. 1/2 x minus 1 plus 2 is equals to 21, right? So what you're gonna do here is you're just gonna transpose this 2 first and be left with this term as your unknown, right? So it's going to be 1/2 into x minus 1, which is equals to 21 minus 2. This 2, and it goes this side, it has to change the sign, right? So we're going to write this as x minus 1 over 2, like similarly to the previous question. Then we're going to say 21 minus 2, it is 19, right? And then we're just 19, and then I'm deciding to just write over 1 because now I want to cross multiply, right? So x minus 1 is equals to 2 times 19 is, so 2 times 9 is 18, and then 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1, it's 38. And then now we have x minus 1 is equals to 38. Therefore, x is equals to 38 plus 1, right? Therefore, x is equals to 39. So that's how differently you would approach both questions. If there's a term here, first you have to just transpose it this side, and then you can do the cross multiplication. Unlike in the previous example where you just cross multiplied without transposing anything. So that's like the kind of difference that I wanted to just show in both questions. So yeah, that's it in terms of solving algebraic equations. Thank you so much for watching the video till this far. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think of the video, if you have any more recommendations for the next videos. And then yeah, please be sure to share these videos with your loved ones. Happy learning. Bye bye.